Hi, if you are watching this on YouTube, then please enjoy Huff Gaming's first attempt at playing through the GTA 3D era games. If not, please enjoy the following podcast.
Welcome to Gaming Gossip's GTA podcast with me, Huff Gaming.
And me, Naz.
We're going to be talking about Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy, the definitive edition, which is coming very soon.
Yeah, so obviously there's been a lot of people out there who've already talked about this. I remember these I remember playing GTA 3 back in 2001. Was not old enough to play it, but I did. So this is kind of like a happy thing, but also quite an annoying thing when you look at the way the game is, which we'll get into in detail. But for you, it's a whole new experience because you've never really played the old ones. Because obviously you didn't get into GTA till GTA 5.
Yeah.
Like you're now kind of showing you're trying out GTA 4 now, and you can't go backwards on the numbers. Yeah. So does that mean so you'll be playing GTA 4, then you'll play San Andreas, and then you'll play Vice City, and then you'll play 3.
Yeah.
Although technically, playing them that way, no, it would be Vice City, then San Andreas, then 3 to follow the years that they were set in.
Yeah. Well, we'll see where the turn is.
Yeah. I've always tried to attempt to play them in the years that they're set in, but because of the way they create the games, 3 isn't as advanced as San Andreas was. But anyway, let's get into this trilogy. Let's start off with the pricing, which is the big hoo-ha at the moment.
Well, £55.
Yeah, which you said is quite reasonable for what you're getting.
So yeah, I think that's reasonable. Obviously, there's 3 games.
Yes, but GTA 3's 20-year-old. You wouldn't expect to walk into the store now and buy GTA 3 if you could at that price. Obviously, you wouldn't be buying it for 55 quid. You'd be buying it at a third of what that is. But if you put that against other games that have had a full remaster, like a full remake from the ground up, like Activision's games, which is funny enough, Activision is not the biggest in trustworthiness for gamers.
Yeah.
Like they just make games to print money. But the trilogy of Crash Bandicoot was really good and really up there, and that was £35. Yeah, the 3 games that are platformers, they're not as in depth as what GTA is, but when you've got things to compare against that, it makes sense. But then you have people who would say well, that's why it's 55 quid. It's not like Crash Bandicoot or Spyro. But then you could go into 2K's own camp and be like, well, the Mafia Definitive Edition was remade right from the ground up in Mafia 3's engine. Yeah. Which launched at 35 quid, which then you could argue then that would mean that these games should be classed as 35 quid. Each. But they're not in the Rage engine, they're under the Unreal engine. If they were Rage engine games and they were selling it for 60 quid, then that would be totally worth the money for them, because that would be it's running on the Rage engine. It's GTA 5 graphic style gaming for 60 quid for old games. That would be a straight up buy for me. I'd go in there and buy it.
See, you've got to think of the platforms it is actually going on. They want to keep it all the same. It's going on Nintendo Switch.
Yes,
it's going to be going mobile.
But we've seen Nintendo Switch games that have been ported, and for instance, Crysis is on there. That melted computers back in the day. What game's just recently been put on there?
Apex.
No.
Is that recent?
I'm on about games that are graphically crazy that you would never think the Switch would be able to handle. Is
can't think.
What the hell is it called? The zombie one. I played it as well. The second one's coming out soon. From the creators of Dead Rising. They created.
Not Back 4 Blood.
No.
I can't think.
The guys who created not Dead Rising. What's the game? I had the game as well. That's the thing. I forgot what it's called. It's annoying me now.
Right, we'll come back to it.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. But basically, that's on the Switch.
Yeah.
Which is, I think it's not Dead by Daylight, because that's the multiplayer game, isn't it? But either way, that game is it's from back in the Xbox One era, and even then it it took the Xbox for a run for its money. It's the same as the PlayStation, and now that's running on Switch without any cloud capabilities or anything. It's just running. So the Switch isn't the issue; it's the mobile parts. That is why these games are running on Unreal and not the Rage engine.
I suppose if you change the game so much so it's like not recognise how it was.
The thing is though, is like they say they wanted to keep the cartoony look, but that was because that's the way the graphics were back then. It wasn't intentional for them to make them cartoon-like.
Yeah.
And
I get that, but
that's kind of what we're going to get to that later on. But it's like it would look good in a GTA 5 Rage engine.
Oh yeah, you can't.
Like if you look at San Andreas, that is the better looking one out of all of them because it is the most modern one. So it had a more better textures. Like they have destroyed Tommy Facetti's look. He does not look as good as his 3D era counterpart did. Like people are saying they made him look fatter, which isn't much of an issue really. It's the facial expressions. Like you've seen the screenshots of 3.
Yeah. Like
their screenshots. I think we need gameplay of them
see if
the faces move.
It will make a lot more people make their mind up a lot more. Like I've seen all over like social media, like Twitter, especially. People are like, we want a gameplay trailer. Rockstar released a gameplay trailer, and that's all the rest. All they want is a gameplay trailer because
I want to see the characters to see if they actually like Claude does not talk anyway, but it's his face that would sell the game.
Yeah,
but he just looks like he's been smacked in the face, and just that's the expression he's having. But but back to the trilogy side of things is the people that have created this. And even part of Rockstar Studios, they're not even Rockstar. So it's like they care that much about the fans and that they didn't even make it themselves. They passed it to Grove Street Games, who were Wardrum back before they changed to Grove Street, and they're the ones that created the first mobile parts. See, I've always said if those mobile parts didn't exist, this would probably blow my mind more than it has.
Yeah.
Because those salted the waters for us because the Grove Street Games do not have a great record for porting games. They have complaints for the Ark games that they ported to mobile, and
Survival Evolved.
Yeah, they ported that mobile and it's a complete mess. San Andreas, GTA Vice City, and GTA 3 on mobile, they're all right, I suppose. But when Rockstar decided that what we're going to do is we're going to remove the original game off the Xbox store and give you a remastered version of San Andreas, all it was the mobile part sent straight over with the mobile touchscreen options removed. You can still get them if you can get into the development side of the game. You can actually force them onto the screen, which I've seen people do. But that is the mobile part, and it's broken on console because it looks out of place. Yeah.
Like, as you were saying about the price before, like, how much would you pay for one version of the?
If I saw this,
how much would you pay for San Andreas, for example?
San Andreas, what, on its own?
On its own, the definitive edition. How much would you pay per
game? I think they should sell. I think San Andreas.
They're not getting sold separately.
Not yet, but I'm assuming they will eventually.
We'll see.
Because they're able to give you San Andreas in Game Pass on Saturday, on the 11th of November. On launch day, Game Pass users are getting it for free to play. And then obviously PlayStation are getting GTA 3 on the 7th of December to play for free. But
how much would you pay for that one game?
That one game, I'd reckon 15 quid a game. But then if they're bundling it together, 30 quid.
So like singly,
£30, like I said, like going back to Crash Bandicoot or Mafia.
So to be honest,
35 quid for 3 games or 35 quid for a made from the ground up game. If these were made up from the ground up, they could sell me this for 60 quid and I'd go out and buy it. Yeah. If it was in the Rage engine. Because I'd be like, yeah, that's worth the 60 quid. Here you go, Rockstar. But ever since they've lost a lot of their original people, like Laszlo's left, Dan Houser, the biggest one, left, which is another story for another thing about GTA 6. Obviously, we've heard, I might as well just mention it here, but obviously the rumor is that because he's left, they've rebooted GTA 6, so that's why we haven't heard anything about
And
it.
it's taken as long.
So it's taken longer because Dan Houser isn't there. So is GTA 6 going to be any good without Dan Houser's
Will GTA
vision?
6 be a thing?
Will GTA 6 be a thing? With Dan Houser's vision, Rockstar was good. Now he's like, obviously it started going downhill with GTA 5 when Dan Houser was there, but he's left and we don't know the reason why he's left. It has never really come out and said this is why Dan Houser's left. It's kind of up in the air, but there's been a lot of controversies with inside Rockstar. Like, for instance, the mod attacks for the trilogy. They attacked all the graphical mods for the PC version of the original games because they saw it as competition for this. Because they knew when they show this, that people are going to go, I'm sorry, but my mod looks better than this.
Yeah.
Which they do. But other than that, like, that Rockstar have started to dwindle down in respect. Like, they used to be like, if I saw something for Rockstar, I'd be like, right, hype is real for this.
Yeah.
Where now it's not. Like, for instance, Take-Two have just cancelled Hangar 13's game, costing them $53 million. So is that...
Are they hoping to make that back?
Yeah, they're trying to make that back with this.
And then you've got to...
Because you got to think...
the expanded enhanced edition coming out in March.
Yeah, it seems very money-grabbing. It seems very like Take-Two have took control and went, right, this is what we want off you. You're under our banner. This is what we expect. Because we've seen Take-Two's sports games, it's a lot of loot boxes, real money grabbing. Where GTA 5 when it first came out, the shark card situation was quite alright because it was like, oh well, I can grind and get it anywhere. Mm-hmm. DLC was free because people were buying shark cards, and now it's just chaotic. Like, they attacked the mods for this, but haven't attacked the modders for GTA 5 Online.
Yeah,
they went after the wrong people.
Is that because they know this is going to try and make...
They know that this would fail if they let the modders continue with the old versions, which kind of salts the water for me because I've never been a big PC player. But obviously, I like the idea of being able to mod the games, and
to
now
change it up to how you want.
Yeah, it refreshes the game for you. And like, for instance, that GTA Underground where it put all the maps together, that was really nice, and it was really good to be able to just fly and then be in another map. They took that down, which I don't think is so much to do with this. It's the fact that they had their own like property being used in one game, but it never bothered them all those years until this started.
Yeah. But like, expanded and enhanced coming out in March 2022, then you've got this. You've got standalone GTA Online. It's like,
yeah,
everything's going to be.
It's like they should be putting all their effort on a GTA Online if they want that to be their money machine for Take-Two, and actually attack the modders for it. Because if you go jump on GTA 4, even on console, it is full of modders. They're not bothered about that. It's like, for instance, they're removing GTA 5 off the 360 online. It's going,
but they've still got 4.
But they've got 4. That's still able to play online. I'm not saying get rid of 4. I'm just saying obviously you can't take 5 off.
They close in December.
Yeah, they're closing the 5 online for GTA 5 on 360 and PS3.
PS3, yeah.
Which is
I forgot about that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like, why do that?
Yeah. When you've still got...
Or is it because it's running the same servers? Well, it shouldn't run the same servers, should it? Because you can't cross-play with older generation, because obviously they stopped doing updates to them.
Yeah.
So was it really harming them just leaving them up for them people who've still got those consoles to play? But what else have we got on here? So we could talk. So now that we've kind of hit on it,
ranted
a bit about Take-Two and the way Rockstar are in 2021 compared to how they were back in the early 2000s, when you knew when they made a game it was
going to be good. Yeah, like, it was worth.
Yeah, it was worth the money and worth the wait. Where this doesn't feel like it's worth the money. Like,
to be honest, we haven't waited that long for this. Just feels long. Because we've not...
Like you said, you haven't waited this long. If you think about it though, like people have wanted this since they saw GTA 4. Since the 360, they've wanted a full remaster of this.
Well, it's not a full remaster.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's not a full remaster, it's a skin. Yeah. It's literally taking the game, shotting it in the Unreal Engine, letting Unreal do its work in the background, alter a few things to make it seem right, test running it and sending it out and going, there you go guys, there's...
So it says here, the 3 iconic cities, 3 epic stories, updated for a new generation, now with across-the-board enhancements including brilliant new lighting and environmental upgrades, high-resolution textures, and increased draw distances. See, Grand Theft Auto 5 star control and targeting.
Yeah, so obviously, talking about the gameplay of it is, will San Andreas have that co-op multiplayer that it had? It got removed out the mobile version, which then obviously got ported to the consoles, so that removed it. So are they going to have this removed on here so that you can't co-op with it?
We need a gameplay trailer.
Yeah, we need to see.
All we need.
Yeah, and then obviously we've seen screenshots of where they've kind of censored the game from when it used to be. Like Phil Cassidy no longer has his they've changed his t-shirt on the game. So it's like they're already starting to like make sure that no one like complains about it when it launches. Graphically wise, it is like it does look good.
Yeah.
But the models, as I've said, Tommy Facchetti does not look good. Claude face just looks like it's been smacked. I'm hoping it changes with expression. I hope he has expression on his face.
Like, just forget these are just screen grabs.
Yeah, but even still, in the first trailer they showed off, it didn't look right. It looked like it was pouting.
Yeah,
it was proper weird. Where San Andreas, like I said, is probably one of the better ones because that was the one where they talk and they have that talking and everything. So they have the facial expressions. But yeah, the models just aren't good at all.
See, I'm trying to think. Obviously, for me, it's a lot. This feels amazing.
To you, yeah, because you're new to it. You've never really played the old ones, and like they say, like, would you actually now sit there on the PC and play the old versions?
Yeah.
Or would you prefer to wait for that?
I would. Well, I could obviously try, and then when this comes out, compare. Like we could do.
So I mean, it would be like I say, like
if we launched it on yours and then I had it on the definitive edition, and we can see.
Like that's the thing. Like people have used the screenshots on this against the original, and I want to see the screenshots of that versus the original with the mods that people use.
I still think the mods would be better though.
See, it's not going to be like the world on there on the trilogy is going to always be better than the world you get from mods on that.
Yeah.
Unless they were able, unless the people who re-engineered the game could go in and grab the files and retexture it all properly, you're never going to get the kind of design you're going to get on the trilogy for that. But to change the lighting and get reflections and all that, and which is basically what that looks like. Yeah, it makes it look more modern.
Yeah.
That, like, the trilogy feels like Fortnite skinned when you think about it, because it is in the Unreal Engine. Don't you think? The characters seem very Fortnite-y.
No.
Cartoon. Like, the fingers. Everyone was like, oh, the fingers are separated. It's like, yeah, but they don't look real. Like, obviously, it's not meant to look real, but, like, it doesn't fit the GTA image. Like, they weren't that cartoony originally when the game was launched.
Yeah. See, I see that, but...
Like, yeah, they were stuck together in the game because they couldn't render the pixels to make it separate. But I've got a mod on there for GTA 3, and the hands are now hands.
Yeah. So
it is possible to mod things like that into it, where...
See, them hands there on the...
in the image.
On the image. Look.
Yeah, but they're the original fan art though. That's the thing. That's from back when they were launched. There's nothing really new there. Obviously, look at that. Like, that is just.
What's happening with that nail?
It's what I mean. It just.
Well, I can't even take pictures, but.
Yeah, no. But obviously, people have seen these. Like that.
Even the watch.
Yeah.
His hand looks bigger than his arm.
Yeah, that's the only problem is when the thing in the hands don't. It doesn't sit right.
Why does that look like his thumb?
It's just, I think it might be the image grab that they've used or something, but yeah.
See that hand?
Like the actual detail in the game is great, but it's just they could have done more with it. They could have spent more time with it and made it look better. Like the clothing looks like it's stuck to them still. Doesn't look like it's like, you know, if you get what I mean.
But in GTA 5 they don't really move online. The clothes don't move that much.
Yeah, but it's a lot better than that.
Whereas Red Dead,
like I said, the world and the effects, top notch. Like, it is good, but it's not £55 good. It's like maybe 30-40 quid. Good.
Yeah. But all I suppose is wait for time, wait for launch.
Yeah, wait for the 11th. Find out what happens. Like I said, I'm definitely playing San Andreas due to the fact that it's in Game Pass. I'm assuming my guess is San Andreas is going to stay in Game Pass until the 7th of December when PlayStation get GTA 3.
We'll see how long it stays.
Yeah.
Can't it be long?
I
think they've put them in on purpose for a taster.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're not going to stay there.
If someone likes San Andreas that much, they would have to buy the trilogy
to get San
Andreas itself, because it's obviously not standalone. They have to buy them obviously in a bundle. I feel for Switch players, it's definitely a bonus because you're going to have this to basically run around with. But the only issue with the Switch version is everyone's like, oh, you can take it with you. Yeah, but then they're releasing a mobile version where your phone is always on you. Yeah, more than your Switch.
The screen isn't as big, bearing in mind. But then, actually, no, that's a lie. Because if you've got a foldable phone, then you've got a screen about the same size as what a Switch is. Yeah, you don't have the controller, and then obviously it's touchscreen as well.
I reckon the mobile will be slightly different too.
This is another thing though. Like, actually, come to think of it, I think this is not down to Rockstar. This is another issue of this is definitely Rockstar trying to make, well, Rockstar/Take-Two trying to make money is cloud gaming. You could cloud game this to your mobile through Game Pass, or through like streaming your Xbox through cloud, or your PC through Steam, or whatever else you use, GeForce Now. Like, they could stream the game to your mobile that way. So they didn't have to make a mobile port. They've just done it because then they could have spent more time making the game way better than it was and charging 60 quid.
Make more money. They make more money by
they make more money by having it on more platforms.
Yeah.
More choice, more availability for people to go, oh, I'll get it on this and I'll get it on that. Like, oh, I play it at home on this, but then I can play it on my phone while I'm sat in the car. Like,
because there will be people that buy on a different platform they might use.
Well, like I said, I've literally bought San Andreas on every platform I've owned. PlayStation 2, Xbox. I didn't buy the Xbox 360. I got it because I have the Xbox version, but I got 360. Then thanks to the backwards compatible, it's on the Xbox One, then Xbox Series. Then I've got it on my phone. I've got it on my PC.
Yeah. So
I do have it pretty much everywhere you could get it.
And obviously, because it's, like I said, it's not standalone, they will buy it again and again. And I know it's cheaper than this on the Switch.
Is it?
Yeah, sure it is. Let me just get my phone and have a little. But yeah, I'm sure it's slightly cheaper in the Nintendo store. Oh, takes you to the Nintendo site. It is $49.99.
50 quid.
Yeah.
So why though? Why is it cheaper on the Switch? Why the price difference? So they don't need.
So maybe it's not as same.
Well, no, because they get more features though, thanks to the Switch. Like, they get like the gyro and everything, or like anything, like all the special features that come with the Switch, you get in that game included.
Yeah, so
Like the motion aiming or whatever it was as well.
obviously £5 cheaper. Yeah, so everywhere else is 54.99.
It makes no sense.
But like, it makes you think about the mobile versions. How much they're going to be?
Yeah, because I think
£50 for a mobile game. Or 55.
they're not going to charge that much for
No.
a mobile game. No, that's the thing.
They couldn't. Well, they could, but
Well, yeah, they could if they wanted to, but they're not going to. It's going to be probably. I think about 20 quid maybe. Because I think the games no, actually, it might be more than 20 quid. I know the games are about £5, £6 if you want to buy them separate when they were like launched on the first time round. So these could be like £8 games. But are they going to launch them separate or all together?
I think they will do a bundle. It will be the Trilogy bundle.
Mm.
I think they've got to, because it's a trilogy type thing.
Well, not really. Because obviously back... But then again, actually, that makes no sense, what I was going to say. But obviously, they relaunched this back when it was on the PlayStation and Xbox as the Trilogy. Because obviously, by the time San Andreas had come out, they then went back and went, oh, do you want all three of them? Here they all are in the same box.
Yeah.
But obviously, they wouldn't have known they were going to do that until they got to that stage and went, you know what, we're going to give you all the games.
Yeah. So, is that most...
Yeah, I think we've pretty much hit...
everything we want to speak about.
Yeah, I've had my little moan. I've given my opinion over. You've tried to defend Rockstar as a newbie, I guess, let's say. As someone who hasn't really been there since the beginning with Rockstar games.
But I think we've said what we want to say.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's kind of giving that
it's
information to people that want to know.
Pre-order for 11th of November 2021 at 3 o'clock. This is in England, so it's sometime.
Yeah, that's his GMT. Greenwich. Whatever. Yeah.
Greenwich.
Yeah, whatever that is. Yeah.
Right. Thanks everyone for listening, and make sure you're following this podcast
as well as Huff Gaming on Twitter.
_Huff Gaming.
92.
One. Is the one at the end?
There's one on the end of that on Twitter, and Gaming Gossip.
Gaming Gossip _ on Twitter too.
And as we stated, we've got a website as well. That's gaminggossip.co.uk.
Yeah.
With news.
All the latest news, which is available to you.
And we've also got YouTube channels where this will have a video version attached to it. We also have Patreon if you want to join that, with chances of getting these podcasts early, depending on what version you buy into. It helps us out, makes us keeps like the website up and running and these videos and podcasts going. Yeah.
So if you like what you hear us rambling on.
Yeah, if you like the rambles of work people talking.
Like you say, this podcast is basically all GTA content that will be on here.
Yeah. We do have another podcast, which is kind of broken up, but I think...
Which is a mess. Not in a way it's... No,
it's a mess.
Not in the way it's done, it's just different games.
Yeah, we're still trying to learn the ropes, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like, we're still now.
Yeah.
Still trying to learn how to do podcasts a little bit more.